Hi friends, welcome to all. In this video we are going to see the lab configuring a switch management address. Here we can see the topology. Also we can see the addressing table, interfaces and their IP address. We will go through the objectives here. Part 1, configure a basic network device. In part 2, verify and test network connectivity. We are going to implement this lab activity in our packet tracer. So before going to the topology design, we will see the requirements. One switch, Cisco 2960 with Cisco iOS release 15.0. One PC with Windows 7 or Windows 8. Anyway, this packet tracer we are going to use our edge device. Console cables to configure the Cisco iOS device via the console ports, then Ethernet cables as shown in the topology. Right, so all these we are going to configure and design with the help of a Cisco packet tracer. First of all, we will design this topology. So here is our switch 2960 and we need a PC. And we are going to connect these two using copper straight through. We are going to connect to fast Ethernet 0/6 and we are going to label this is a PC-A and this is a S1. Also we are going to keep a note here, the interface fast Ethernet 0/6. Well, coming to part 1, configure a basic network device. In part 1, you will set up the network and configure basic settings such as host names, interface IP addresses and passwords. Right, in that step 1, cable the network. Yeah, we have done that already in our packet tracer. So cable the network as shown in the topology. Establish a console connection to the switch from PC-A. So as we are using here a packet tracer, either we can configure directly from the switch using CLI, or even we can configure using this PC-A with the help of this console cable. So we have to connect to the switch console port to this PC-A RS-232. Coming to step 2, configure basic switch settings. In this step, you will configure basic switch settings such as host name and configure an IP address for the SVI. So assigning an IP address on the switch is only the first step. As the network administrator, you must specify how the switch will be managed. Telnet and SSH are two of the most common management methods. However, Telnet is a very insecure protocol. All information flowing between the two devices is sent in plain text. Right, passwords and other sensitive information can be easily viewed if captured by a packet sniffer. So assuming the switch did not have a configuration file stored in NVRAM, you will be at the user exit mode prompt on the switch. The prompt will be switch greater than. Enter privileged exit mode using this command to enable. Alright, we can do that. Then use the privileged exit show running config command to verify a clean configuration file. If a configuration file was previously saved, it will have to be removed. Depending on the switch model and iOS version, your configuration may look slightly different. However, there should not be any configured passwords or IP address set. If your switch does not have a default configuration, ask your instructor for help. Right, so here we can see how they are setting the host name. Enter global configuration mode and assign the switch host name. We have to go to global configuration mode using the command to configure terminal. Then we have to give the command host name. Then we have to specify the host name. Here they given S1. Coming to the switch S1, or even we can configure with the help of this PC. We have to go to desktop, terminal. Then we have to leave this port configuration as default. Yes, so here we are going to privileged exit mode using the command enable. Now we are going to check the running config, and here we can see the output. Hostname is by default a switch, and here we can see no IP address set, and here we can see the line passwords not set. Here we can see this running configuration is a clear configuration file. I mean clean configuration file. Now we will set the switch name. So we have to go to global configuration mode using the command configure terminal. Here we are going to set the host name as S1. Now here we can see the default prompt switch changed to S1. Next is configure the switch password access, enable secret class. Here we can see here we are enabling the password for privileged exec mode. Also we are going to prevent unwanted DNS lookups using this command no IP domain lookup. So we will configure this in our packet tracer. Now we will configure the switch password access. So enable enable secret password. Here we have to specify as class. Now we will prevent unwanted DNS lookups using no IP domain lookup. Next is configure a login MOTD banner. So this is the message of the day banner. So here we can see banner MOTD. Then we are going to start with a delimiter, and also we are going to end with the same delimiter. In between we are going to give our message. So here we can see that unauthorized access is strictly prohibited. Right. So verify your access setting by moving between modes. So we are going to press exit so that we can see this MOTD banner. Also we can see our prompting for our password. So what shortcut keys are used to go directly from global configuration mode to privileged exec modes? Obviously we can use the keys Ctrl plus Z, or we can give the command to exit. Coming to the configuration, we will configure a login MOTD banner using banner MOTD. Then we have to start with a delimiter. It can be any symbol or any character. So here is that. Then our message, and also ending with the same delimiter what we started. Right. So now we will access setting by moving between modes. So here we are going to exit. I am going to exit again. So press return to get started. So I am going to press enter, and here we can see the message unauthorized access is strictly prohibited. Now I am going to privileged exec mode enable, so it should prompt for the password. Here we can see that. Now we have to enter the password what we set class, and here we can see when we type the password will be invisible. Next is return to privileged exec mode from user exec mode. Yes, we have done that by giving the command enable. Then it prompted for the password class. The password will not show up on the screen when entering. Exactly. So we have seen that. Now we will go to the next. Enter global configuration mode to set the SVI. This is a switch virtual interface IP address to allow remote switch management. So here we are going to set the IP address for the SVI. Here we can see we have to go to global configuration mode, and we have to go to specific configuration mode by giving this interface VLAN 1. Then we are going to give IP space address. Then we have to specify the IP address space, then subnet to mask. Then we have to give no shut command. Right. So we will do this. Coming to the configuration, we will go to global configuration mode. Now we have to go to interface mode, interface VLAN 1, and we are going to set IP address for this interface. So here is the address, and now we have to set the subnet to mask 255.255.255.0, and we have to give no shut command. Right. Next is restrict console port access. The default configuration is to allow all console connections with no password needed. Right, so now we are going to set this password. Here we can see we have to go to line mode, line console 0, password we have to set any password. Here they mentioned the Cisco, and we have to give this command to login, so that the next login this password will be prompted. Also we can set a VTY line for the switch to allow telnet access. So we have to set this VTY password. If you do not configure a VTY password, you will not be able to telnet to the switch. So for doing telnet, that means for configuring remotely any device, we can use either telnet or SSH. So if you want to access with the help of telnet, we must enable a VTY password. So here we can see that line VTY. Then we have to specify the lines, so 0 to 4, or we have maximum from 0 to 15. Then password, we have to specify the password. Here they given Cisco. Then we have to give the command login, so that next telnet session it will prompt for the password. Coming to the configuration, configure terminal, we have to go to line console and first line number 0. Then we have to set the password Cisco and the command login. Now we will configure a line VTY password. We have to go to configure terminal, line VTY, first line number from 0 to 15, so we'll start from 0, and the last line number 1 to 15, so we will give the last number 15, so that we can create 16 sessions. Password Cisco and login. Coming to step 3, configure an IP address on PCA. Assign the IP address and subnet mask to the PC as shown in the addressing table. The procedure for assigning an IP address on a PC running Windows 7 is described below. Yes, so this is in the real PC how to assign this IP address. They given the steps here. Click the Windows Start icon, control panel, view by category, choose view network status and task, change adapter settings, right click local area network connection and select properties, choose internet protocol version 4, click properties and OK. Click the use the following IP address or radio button and enter the IP address and submit to mask. So here anyway we are using a packet tracer. We will give this we will configure the IP address on our PCA. Here we can see the IP address of our PCA 192.168.1.10. Also here we can see the subnet to mask 255.255.255.0. So we will assign this IP address into our PCA. Coming to PCA IP configuration, here we are going to give that IP address, and here is a subnet to mask. Coming to part 2, verify and test network connectivity. You will now verify and document the switch configuration, test end-to-end connectivity between PCA and S1, and test the remote management capability of the switch. Right, display the S1 device configuration. We are going to give the show running config command, and here we can see whatever we configured, all the details we can see. Also we are going to give the command show IP interface brief. So verify the status of your SVI management interface. Your VLAN 1 interface should be up, bar up, and have an IP address assigned. Notice that switch port fast Ethernet 0/6 is also up because PCA is connected to it, because all switch ports are initially in VLAN 1 by default. You can communicate with the switch using the IP address you configured for VLAN 1. Yes, so here we can see that. Anyway, we will check in our packet tracer, and here we can see that interface fast Ethernet 0/6 is up. Right, we will do that. Coming to our switch, here we are going to give show running config, and here we can see the details. Enable secret and encrypted password. Here we can see the host name as S1, and also we given no IP domain lookup. Here we can see VLAN IP address what we set with the subnet to mask. Also here we can see banner MOTD, and we given console passwords and VTY password. Also we will give the command show IP interface brief. Here we can see the interface fast Ethernet 0/6 is up. Also here we can see VLAN 1 status is up, protocol is also up, and here we can see the IP address assigned. Coming to step 2, test end-to-end connectivity. Open a command prompt window cmd.exe on PCA by clicking the Windows Start icon and entering CMD into the search for programs and files field. Verify the IP address of PCA by using the ipconfig/all command. This command displays the PC hostname and the IPv4 address information. Ping PCA's address and the management address of S1. So here we can see that we are going to give the ping to that PC itself and then to switch. So we will do it in our packet tracer now. Coming to the packet tracer, PCA command prompt. Here we are going to ping to this PC itself. Here we can see we are getting the replay. Now we will ping to our switch. Address is 192.168.1.2. We are waiting for the replay. Yes, we are getting the replay. Coming to step 3, test and verify the remote management of S1. You will now use Telnet to remotely access the switch S1 using the SVI management address. In this lab, PCA and S1 reside side by side. In a production network, the switch could be in a wiring closet on the top floor while your management PC is located on the ground floor. Right. Telnet is not a secure protocol. However, you will use it in this lab to test remote access. All information sent by Telnet, including passwords and commands, is sent across the session in plain text. In subsequent labs, you will use SSH to remotely access network device. So Windows 7 does not natively support Telnet. The administrator must enable this protocol. To install the Telnet client, open a command prompt window and type this pkgmgr /iu Telnet client. So we have to activate this Telnet service in our Windows 7. So with the command prompt window still open on PCA, issue a Telnet command to connect to S1 via the SVI management address. The password is Cisco. We have to give this command Telnet space the IP address of our switch. Coming to our PC, here we are going to give Telnet and the IP address of our switch. Yes, it's prompted for the password, so the password is class. Right, it's Cisco, not the class, it's Cisco. Right, so here we can see now we are in a switch, and here we can configure, we can make the changes in our switch. Now we access the switch with the help of Telnet. Coming to step 4, save the configuration file. From your Telnet session, issue the copy run start command at the prompt. Copy run start. So we are going to save our configuration with the help of this Telnet. Right, here we are going to give that copy running config startup config. Yes. Here we have a question. Why must use a console connection to initially configure the switch? Why not connect to the switch via Telnet or SSH? Yes, just now we have seen for accessing Telnet or even SSH, we must do some basic configuration. So without basic configuration, we cannot access either Telnet or SSH. So the only way to do the basic configuration is using console cable. Well, that's all in this lab activity, configuring a switch management address. Friends, if you have any doubt, please comment below. Also, if you like my video, give a thumb. Also share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.